Good evening and happy holidays. This is a reading of the Christmas classic, Die Hard. "'Twas the night before Christmas, and up in the tower, everyone was partying except one wallflower. John McClane missed his wife. Things just weren't the same since Holly had moved west and changed her last name. He tried to win her back, but still she said no. While unbeknownst to them, there was trouble below. A truck had pulled up, and who should disembark but 14 men whose intentions were dark. They spoke not a word and unlocked big crates. They cut the phone lines and locked all the gates. Carl swept the ground floor, shooting every guard dead, while visions of bearer bonds danced in his head. There's Carl. There's the dead guard. John took off his shoes, making fists with his toes. It actually worked. Well, what do you know? While out in the lobby, there arose such a clatter. He sprung to the door to see what was the matter. There's Barefoot John getting ready for action. What do you suppose happens next? When what to his wondering eyes should appear? Holy crap, there are terrorists here. There's John peeking out and seeing what was going on. John hid under a table where no one could see and watched Hans question Mr. Takagi. I'm going to count to 3. There will not be a 4. Give me the codes to open the vault door. There's John hiding under the table, trying to be stealthy. I don't know the codes, so go ahead and shoot. Okay, said Hans Gruber, and ruined Takagi's suit. Looks like he did a pretty good number on the door, too. John tried to call the cops by pulling an alarm, but instead called the bad guys who tried to cause him harm. But John killed Tony, who had very small feet, and sent him to the terrorists as a Yuletide treat. He put a Santa hat on the German, and eyes all aglow, wrote, "Now I have a machine gun. Ho, ho, ho." And there he is writing on the shirt. Carl was furious. Tony was his brother. He chased John across the roof, and they shot at each other. John was able to escape through the ventilation shafts. Come out to the West Coast, he sighed. We'll have a few laughs. There he is crawling around. That makes a great Christmas ornament, by the way. At Nakatomi Tower, Sergeant Powell appeared. He checked the whole lobby and saw nothing weird. He was pulling away, but didn't get far before Marco landed on the hood of his car. There's Sergeant Powell looking around, and there's Marco flying down toward him. Powell drove away backwards, screaming in fright. "Welcome to the party, pal," John yelled with delight. There he is, backing up. More police arrived, the FBI and a SWAT team. But Hans didn't mind. It was all part of his scheme. More rapid than eagles, his henchmen they came, and they radioed and shouted, and he called them by name. Now Eddie, now James, now Franco, now Uli, on Fritz, and on Carl, hair long and unruly. They all seem pretty unruly to me. They shot the SWAT tank with a surface-to-air missile and knocked it away like the down of a thistle. Now John McClane, very angry indeed, he blew up 2 terrorists and called them jerkweed. Ellis told Hans, "Booby, I'm your white knight." Hans shot him dead, giving the hostages a fright. Hans went to go check on the explosives fuse and saw that poor John wasn't wearing any shoes. There was Ellis. He was pretty much a jerk. And here's Hans crawling around and seeing John McClane. John fled from Carl and Hans, but alas, he had to run barefoot over sharp, broken glass. His feet, how they hurt, his soles, oh so bloody. John crawled to the bathroom and called his good buddy. John was weary and ready to throw in the towel until he got a pep talk from Sergeant Al Powell. Powell was chubby and plump, a right jolly old cop, and he trusted the cowboy in the tattered tank top. There's John bandaging up his bloody feet and then talking with Al. But a reporter was probing into McClane's life and revealed that Holly was actually John's wife. Hans quickly flipped over the gold picture frame. "It's a pleasure to meet you, Mrs. McClane." His clothes all tarnished with ashes and soot, John staggered to the roof, bloody and barefoot. And there he is, climbing to the roof. The explosives were wired to the rooftop with care in hopes that the hostages soon would be there. John warned everyone the roof would soon blow as the chopper strafed him with high-powered ammo. Sorry, this is getting good. I need a drink. Around his waist, he tied a fire hose tight and, screaming an oath, jumped into the night. He dangled in the air and gritted his teeth while flames encircled the tower like a wreath. There's John jumping off the roof. Fiercely fighting his way back inside, John yelled out, "Hans!" He was done trying to hide. He limped to the vault like an old man on crutches, only to find Holly in his filthy clutches. There's Hans holding Holly hostage. That was very alliterative. Holding Holly hostage. John dropped his gun and put his hands on his head. It seemed he and Holly would soon be dead. But with a secret gun taped to his back, John shot Hans in a surprise attack. And there's the gun taped to John's back while Hans holds Holly hostage. Hans fell out the window, still holding Holly's arm, and slowly, deliberately raised his firearm. The tenacious villain held on by his nails till John unhooked Holly's watch and said, "Happy trails." Bearer bonds fluttered like fresh fallen snow as Holly embraced her blood-splattered bow. So Merry Christmas to all. Be kind to one another. And most of all, yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker. Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, and be safe and well. Join me next time while we read another in our series of books, Good Night Brew. But until then, cheers.